Who are you looking at on offense?
Who I'm looking at on offense. All right. Again, a new addition, Ray Ray McCloud. They signed him this offseason. He's supposed to be a returner, but he also plays offense. And I was looking at his stats. He was on the Steelers last year. He got 66 targets and 39 catches. That's a healthy workload for a player. If he'd gotten that on the Niners, he would have been their fourth option after Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk. So I'm curious to see like how much they use him. And so far, they put him in the slot, and he caught 2 passes over the middle from Trey Lance. 15-yard, like the in route I was talking about. He really did a good job. He's kind of small, but he caught the ball away from his frame and exploded with it after the catch. I'm looking at him because when they signed him, I was like, this is ridiculous. Their big signing is a returner, but I think they see him as a slot receiver, and I think they're going to use him a lot. I think he's going to be a key member of the offense, and I think he's going to be good. So he was actually their most impressive wide receiver on the field last week. I want to see if that carries over because he's got a good matchup going against Darqueze Dennard in the slot.
Iggy, you say he's not that big, but slot receivers really, a lot of them aren't that tall.
Exactly. So that's okay. It's not a big deal. Remember the Niners used to have Trent Taylor, who was 5'7". I think this guy's a little bit bigger than him, a little bit faster than him, like just a much better version of him.
Interesting. And yes. He's pretty fast?
Pretty fast, yeah. Not like 4.4, but he's quick. He accelerates quickly. And I think you can use him not only as like the guy who runs the little shallow routes from the slot, but also how the Niners use Debo on the end arounds and things like that. He can do that stuff too. And that's how Pittsburgh used him. So he's like another gadget receiver that Kyle likes to use.
Good hands.
From what I saw so far, I was curious about that. But he really made nice catches from Lance. That's what I wanted to say. Can you catch Trey Lance's fastball? Are you a Jimmy Garoppolo receiver? So far, so good. And he didn't just play for the Steelers. His first year in the league, he was in Buffalo with Josh Allen, who has the strongest arm in the league. So maybe maybe the Niners went back all the way to 2018 and saw Ray Ray McCloud catching passes from Josh Allen and said, oh, he can do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's praise the 49ers for getting a starting cornerback and for getting a wide receiver who may be a slot guy. And no one really realized they were doing these things. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is the forum for both of those guys to look great. Off-season 7-on-7, no pass rush. Those guys should really be the stars. And last week they were. So my eyes are on them. I mean, I don't think many reporters are going to be looking super closely at Ray Ray McCloud. Maybe they will, but a lot of people are going to be focused on Trey. And I think it's important for fans to get other players too. So it's got to come in with a game plan, Dad.
You go in with a game plan?
I do go in with a game plan. Otherwise, I'll forget. I try to go in before practice and write down things I'd like to remember to look for. Players, coaches. Helps. Because there's a lot of people on the field.
Yeah. And you refer to your little checklist to make sure you're not overlooking something?
I do. I have a lot of fun at OT. I really like covering practices. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow tremendously. It's a lot of fun. Because I feel like I'm doing a good job for the viewer and the reader. I feel like I take a lot of notes. I'm good at describing. I'm good at giving as much information as possible, which is helpful. Anyway, I don't know. When I first got the job, when I used all my nepotism to get the job, the way I kept it were my camp reports. People really liked my camp reports that year. Otherwise, they probably would have just gotten someone else. If I had no traction, if I didn't get any views, they probably would have went for someone else.
Absolutely.
Kept me in business.
It's a cruel world out there, Iggy.
It is a cruel world out there.
It's a cruel world.